Good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, the 16th of November 2022, and the time is 11:34 a.m. in the morning. And I just received a very interesting message from my sister Van down here at the market, who runs the Banh Mi show down there, the pork roll bread. So the police have contacted my friend Van and have asked some probing questions about me and my paperwork, etc., visas, etc., which is interesting because that alerts me to somebody has contacted the police about me, whether it's somebody here in Anbang, or I do have a troll, an active troll on my YouTube channel at the moment, which I leave there for, as a cautionary tale for myself, to remind me that there are some very petty and nasty people still breakdancing about the place, and that's to be expected. So this troll's comments on my YouTube channel, thankfully the algorithm doesn't let them post. They go into a separate folder, and from time to time I go in there and have a look and see what the latest troll is up to. So this particular person, I won't say this entity's name, they're obviously very sick, and I have a lot of pity and compassion for you. If that's you that's called the police on me, you need not worry, my friend. My paperwork is well up to date. I'm not doing anything wrong here in terms of staying without the correct visas or paperwork, and that's going to be rectified very shortly when my sister Van comes and picks up my passport, takes it into the police station, and gets this all sorted out. Here's another point. So let's just say that I hadn't had the correct visa. Now, I have ingratiated myself in this township of Anbang, which leads me to believe that I don't think it was anyone around here. So my sister and her family, Van and their two daughters, Borkar and Bornam, the police rang them because a lot of the uploads and stuff have my Vietnamese family in the videos, and the police contacted them and said, look, this guy, has stayed well over the 30-day visa thing. We need to have a look at this. If his visa is not up to date, we will bring you the paperwork so that you can get him signed up, and you will be his sponsor while he's here. It's called a temporary residency visa or some such thing. So there you go. Some troll has dobbed me into the police, and it's had a very positive effect. So I thank you, troll. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you well in whatever you do. All right. So I got an update on the visa thing here. I think I jumped the gun a little bit there, probably a little bit of paranoia. My sister Vang has just come to grab my passport from me and take it to the police station so that they can take a copy of it, etc. Now here's the thing. So a lot of the hotels that I've stayed in here, when you stay there, you've got to hand your passport in. They take a photocopy of it and then they sign it, or whatever it is they do, and they send it somewhere, so that there's a record of where you are staying, how long you're staying, and etc. So I'm renting this place off Vang and her husband, but because they're so busy all the time, she didn't have time to get the copy of the thing and sign it. So it's just a system type thing that obviously immigration keep an eye on where you are. And the last place that I stayed at, Anbang Scent Beach, where my friends Fung and Hom run the show there. When I first got there, they took a copy of my passport and did the signy thing and then sent it away. And then when I left, they also contacted, I'm assuming it's the police, and told them, yes, he has left. He's no longer here. We are now no longer responsible for him. And this place here didn't do that. So, I mean, it's not a bad thing or anything. It's just that the police or immigration are actually on top of it. They're doing their job, which is great. So I have an apology for the troll in regards to what I said before. I'm first to admit, mostly, when I stuff up. So yeah, but you're still a troll any way you want to look at it. Sorry, not sorry. But I apologise for blaming this on you. It was just a system error, if you like, or a system foible. And it's been rectified as we speak. Alright.
Nước mắm mình đem mua chiếc bị mua dưới trong ngon.
Hello, bánh can.
What this one called?
Bánh can. Bánh
Bánh
Chan.
Pancan. 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 Can K. Can K.
Bánh Chan.
Pancan.
Yeah. Bánh Chan Việt Nam.
Pancan Việt Nam.
Ngon lắm. Very good.
Very yum yum.
Yeah, very yum yum.
Alright.
chả Việt Nam.
Yum yum.
Enjoy Việt Nam.
Yes, very yum yum.
Yum yum.
Yummy yummy.
Chị muốn quà chị đều
Tốt tỉnh
là vô để về người nói cái cua.
Hello Australia.
Hello Australia.
Cái qua ra kìa. Thì về cái gia đình.
Quang Thủy nè, Quang Thủy nhiều đây nè.
Nó đây nó được.
Brother.
Gì bên ốc cái cua.
Video Thủy. Many times. When you finish the Australia, you look Thủy. When you remember Thủy là you open the video. Thủy. Con thêm nữa. Brother come back Australia maybe 2 months à?
Thôi không nữa mình.
Thôi có không gì với nó, hôm qua.
Cái ăn tết nó tài đây nữa.
Ủa? Yeah, brother. Được Việt mà, Việt có lẽ thôi. Australia là Happy New Year là.
This history in the making. Hometown legend from the basement. Feel the bass groove from the top down. Came to free the people on lockdown. Let me show you how I do this. No AC, we the coolest. Smell the roses and the tulips. Spin it like a hula. Fill it all in.
Yeah. G'day guys. This is an update on the visa issue that we had. Very small technical issue. And I'm down here at the notary office. And I'm here with my good friend Tu, my brother Tu, the husband of my sister over here, Sister Bang. And over here we have the interpreter, the beautiful Hank. And this young lady over here is the law. And her name is, what's your name?
My name is Me.
Me is the law down here at the notary office. So hello. Hello Australia. Hello. So it's a mere formality, guys. We're down here. We have had Hung read through the lease agreement, and it was very interesting. Never in all my years have I ever had a typhoon listed in a lease agreement, but there you go. There's a first time for everything. Just g'day, mate. G'day, mate. G'day, mate. Well done. Well done. G'day, mate.
G'day mate.
Wow, sister. Rockin'. Damn good. All right. I'll just give you a pan around this office just quickly, folks. There's the main street right there. Panning around. A bit of action down there, kind of thing. Looks very, very governmental place. Just come in for a bit of a close look there. A bit of a close up. Lean forward, yeah. A close up there. And then over this way. There's the street. Guys, if you are looking for an interpreter that's not only good in English but very easy on the eye as well,
Thank you.
here she is here, Hang. And you can find her on Expat, Hoi An Expat. I will leave those details down in the description area and in the video itself. And are you okay, Hang? You want me to leave your phone number on there?
Sure.
You might get a few trolls because you're pretty good looking. They might be like, hey, come for a date. Oh, it's okay. We're all like that. All guys are like that, aren't we too?
Naughty is the most.
We're down here at a funky little bakery, guys, called Tien Ban Sokola 386 Sukuadai Hoi An. And this is a good friend of my brother too here. There's the man who owns the place. We've got a rider coming in, fully equipped with something.
Good evening.
Good evening.
What are you doing?
We are just reviewing this bakery here. What are you doing?
I'm getting.
All right, see you. Bye bye. What's your name?
My name's Tom.
Tom.
Okay.
Ash. Pleased to meet you, Tom. We've got some beautiful cakes here, folks. Some fresh bread down there. Some barn donut cake. 10,000 dong, which isn't even $1. You'd be hard pressed to find a donut in Australia for $1, folks. We've got some flashing lights. How nice. Let's go up here for some cakes. Got the beautiful cakes there. Look at that. Beautiful, mate. Beautiful. And there's some tables in there, and I think they actually live here as well. The bakery is back in there. There's a little birdie up there. Hello, little birdie. All right. Two. Stop. Oh, I missed it. Wasn't taping. Alright, take two. I've been given a little coconut cake. I was actually given two. I've eaten one, but I forgot to press record. So, we're going to do it again. Brother two thinks I'm very humorous. I'm going to give it a score out of 10 and give it a review. Here we go. Yes, it smells very nice. Very good. Moist, but not too moist. Sweet, but not too sweet. The coconut is just right, the balance. Not too strong, not too weak. You can definitely tell there's coconut in there. But for me, coconut, if it's too strong, has a weird, funny aftertaste. This doesn't, so that's very good. All right, let's just wash that down with a lovely LaRue Smooth, which is the premium version of LaRue. Oh, so good. I'm going to give that 9 out of 10. I've had a lot of those coconut cakey things over the years, and I can't remember a time when I've had one so good. But you know me, I never give a 10 until I've tried a few other places, so I'm going to give it a 9. All right. G'day guys, it is Saturday the 19th of November and the time is 10 minutes past 12 in the afternoon, and I'm chatting with a friend here maybe 2 nights ago, and he had a dog, right? Had is the word to use here, because the dog went missing yesterday or the day before. Maybe he was here 3 nights ago, sorry, and then he was telling me he brought his dog here, and the dog was, you know, just walking around. Beautiful little sort of a husky cross dog, but a miniature. And you know, this particular chap is the one that was telling me that you can still get dog and cat meat here at the market. You just got to know who the people are that you buy it from, and maybe, you know, there's a special word that you say, I don't know. But unfortunately, he came here yesterday, the day before, actually the next day after he was here, and he told me that his dog had gone missing. And I said, oh, hang on, mate. I had rented a scooter at this particular stage. And I said, look, I'll come out with you and help you look for Dan, is the dog's name. And he said, brother, don't worry. Dan has already been eaten. And I'm like, what? And that's when he told me that there are a lot of poachers around here that take dogs, not to take them home to be pets, but to eat them. And it broke my heart, mate. Dan was such a beautiful little dog, and the only way I can sort of get through that is to say to myself that perhaps these people needed the meat. Perhaps they're very poor and they can't afford, you know, I don't know. But that sort of helped me a little bit to get through that, you know. I'm just not used to that, hearing that, seeing that. Like, that dog has been here a few times, been in my house here. And then to find out that somebody has taken him from my friend's house and basically eaten the dog, yeah. So, yeah. So I'll just talk a little bit more about forgiveness, because it is a very deep and complex topic, and the practice of it. It takes years and years to master the art form of forgiveness. It is not something you can just say, oh, I forgive them. If only it were that simple. So I spoke to you in the last upload about searching our historic memory photo album for a time, and I used the evil eye as the example. Now, there are much weightier things that are out there. In the culture, we call them the big three. It's murder, rape, and child molestation, the big three. Now, this is a very contentious topic to talk about forgiveness with those three labels: murder, rape, and child molestation. It is very sensitive issue, mate, especially when somebody has had a friend murdered or raped or been molested, or knows somebody that has been molested. To say, you know, to somebody, well, you know, we've got to search our memory photo album for a time when we also have murdered, raped, or molested a child. See, this is where it gets really tricky, because if you were to just say that to someone, they would just think you're an absolute psychopath. But here's the thing. This is why sincerity, like real sincerity, when we go in and search our photo memory album, we're not just searching for a physical event, you see. We are also searching for an imaginated event, because as I've stated in previous uploads, the body cannot see and the heart cannot see. The difference between a real event that our eyes see out in the exoteric world, or an imaginated event in our mind. Now, to sort of broach the bridge a little bit between like the big three and forgiveness, like that, is like this. Just because we haven't murdered, raped, or molested a child physically, we have killed people in our mind. I've lost count of the amount of times that I've, now that I am getting more conscious, you know, this is not a quick fix, guys. It takes years, and there's so many buffers along the way that need to be dissolved and deleted, that these buffers stop us from finding these examples in our psychology of when we have murdered and raped someone in our psychology. Now, pardon me, as an example, someone cuts you off in traffic, right? And it's a real serious cut off. You've been run off the road, maybe your car's smashed, your head's hit the thing, there's a bit of blood or whatever, and we are seething, mate. Once the actual shock comes down a bit, it turns into anger if it's left unchecked, and the little devils inside our mind start doing their thing, and we start imagining, revenge or whatever, and that is the same. I know it sounds difficult for you to hear, but the body and the heart do not know the difference between if we were to physically track someone down like that and enact revenge upon them in whatever way, shape or form that looks like. We're talking about the big three. So let's say murder. You track someone down and you murder them physically. Well, that's just one aspect of what I'm talking about. See, there's forgiveness for that. If if somebody's tried to murder us or rape us or molest us when we were a child, that is just one aspect of the physicality of it, which needs forgiveness, as well as the psychological aspect of it as well. Just because just because we didn't murder someone or rape someone or whatever the event is, if we are sincere and we look for it, we'll find something very similar to what we have imaginated in our own mind. That's another aspect of forgiveness, which is very distasteful for the exoteric world to understand and practice, because no one wants to see for themselves just how petty, nasty and sick we are. But they're all there. The Bible calls them legion. The false personality is, there are many of them. There's not just one, there are hundreds, thousands of them, and it takes years to dissolve them all. One great thing is, though, that a lot of these little lower level demoniacs or entities, is what I prefer to call them, are like under a bigger entity. Now, if beginning this work, we start slaying a few of the smaller level entities, and then you start getting into the bigger categories. And once you slay a really big one, and all of the people, all the entities that are under him, they all dissolve just like that. So yeah, it's pretty good down the track, once we've been applying these ideas to ourselves and verifying the ideas for ourselves, the effectiveness of these ideas. We can then start having a lot more inner peace and inner freedom, and that's a wonderful thing. Just quickly again on breathing, and instead of the controlling of the breath, it is a far more powerful remedy and medicine to just simply watch your breath. As we are watching our breath, we keep some attention on that at all times, and some attention in the world as well. And also we watch the mind. To begin with, it's quite challenging to remember to watch your breathing in whatever situation that you are doing. Even when you're talking, I'm watching my breath now. In the past, I would sort of just talk and run out of breath, and it just looked and sounded really weird. And now you've got to take pause and take breathing and stuff. And when I get anxious out in public, when there's lots of people, I have to remember that, hey, hang on, I'm shallow breathing. What are you doing? Just watch your breath. Sometimes, a lot of the time, I'll close my eyes, because there's just so much information going on that I just close, the eyesight. Then there's still four senses. There's the sound and the touch and the smell and everything. But my worst one is sight. Sight connected with sound, like loud noises, and that's why people tooting their horns here. It drives me fucking nuts, mate. I can't tell you. I mean, it's just really bad. Like, I've just maybe an hour, 2 hours in a city, that's it. And I'm out of there, mate. It's way too much for me. All right.